once promising credit union movement in Sierra Leone has suffered years of government interference, isolation, and brutal civil war. The Canadian Co-operative Association and the Irish League of Credit Unions Foundation are answering a call to help bring that country's credit unions back from the brink of destruction. Sierra Leone was founded by repatriated slaves from America and Jamaica in the 1800s. Granted political independence from Britain in 1961, the country continues to struggle for economic and social independence. The mood is characterized by a billboard found throughout the capital city of Freetown. It reads, "Independence means self-reliance. Pay your taxes." The legacy of slavery lingers in Sierra Leone, where Creole and English commingle as the dominant languages. Freetown's most famous landmark, the cotton tree, was the focal point of slave transshipments. It embodies both the misery of the slave trade and Sierra Leoneans' pride of independence. The third poorest country on the planet, Sierra Leone is a broken nation, healing from a long civil war that saw drug-crazed child soldiers, severed limbs and evisceration, families torn by betrayal, and endless, grinding poverty. In a country studded with diamond mines, Sierra Leoneans can expect just 2/3 of the lifespan, half of the annual income, and only half the likelihood of completing grade 10 than their counterparts in the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, Haiti, before the earthquake. Still, there is a spirit of optimism here. You see it in the sights and sounds of Freetown's lively markets and in the desire of the people you meet to see better days ahead. CCA Africa Program Director Ingrid Fisher takes the story from here.
In 2004, the Commonwealth Secretariat, at the invitation of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, asked CCA to assess the country's financial cooperatives. Our team, Joanne Ferguson, Dan Ish of the University of Saskatchewan, and I, flew to Freetown to learn more about what was needed to help credit unions rebuild. We found a movement that's been isolated from the world for more than 15 years. It was holding its breath on the false hope of a credit-led revival by government and supported by the African Development Bank. This derelict jeepney was a gift from the Philippines Cooperative to the Dock Workers Credit Union in the 1980s. It bears a testament to the last contact between Sierra Leone cooperatives and the outside world until we arrived. 40 years ago, the cooperative movement boasted over 2,000 co-ops, a national cooperative council, a national association of thrift and credit cooperatives, a national bank, and a cooperative department staff of over 400 people working at village level. However, all of this only disguised the weakness of a system that was predicated on strong government support and involvement, but with little inherent strength. When we returned in 2009 to begin our work in Sierra Leone, any vestiges of that system structure had also disappeared. The doors of the cooperative bank are now locked due to the wrongful dismissal suit by the previous general manager held responsible for financial mismanagement. Hawkers shelter under the balcony. An already stripped Department of Cooperatives suffers from the desertion of many of its youthful staff. Operating funds and technology are negligible. Their only printer is a portable machine that I left behind in 2004, and it was 10 years old when I gave it to them. The credit unions have no staff, and their members receive no training. But where there are challenges, there are also opportunities. The movement is at such a low ebb that any intervention is positive. There are no forces to dissipate our energies. The Irish League of Credit Unions Foundation caught the vision and agreed to partner with us on a 2-year pilot. We engaged Mr. Emmanuel Darko, General Manager of the Credit Union Association of Ghana, as our lead consultant. Mr. Darko, as seen here on the left, brings skills, knowledge, empathy, and abundant street cred to the mission. He built the Liberian movement during their civil war and shepherded the Ghanaian movement to the undeniable success it enjoys today. So what are we doing? Well, our mission in Sierra Leone is clear. It's to develop 6 functioning credit unions in Freetown into working models that can be replicated elsewhere. The beginnings of a modest movement that one day may be strong enough to establish the secondary structures that are needed for a vibrant credit union system, such as a federation, deposit insurance, central finance, and the other supports that are required. The 6 credit unions that we're working with include 3 employee-based credit unions and 3 closed bond credit unions or market traders. Within each of the credit unions, operations are all performed by members. There are no staff. Deposits are taken and loans are issued by members at weekly or even monthly meetings. Nothing is mechanized and audits are rare. These credit unions have potential, especially the market traders, but they don't know what the resources are that they have, and they don't know how to exploit them. So we're delivering intensive training to credit union members to release that potential. The training is all about growing the membership, mobilizing their savings, managing the loan portfolio, board governance, and basic operations. What we are finding is an abundance of steely determination and an enthusiasm to grow and develop. This was demonstrated in each credit union setting out their performance goals for the first year at the end of the first training session. We're sending 4 technical cooperants to work with these credit unions over the next 2 years, 2 Irish and 2 Canadians. The first Irish technical cooperant participated in our inaugural mission in December of 2009. Members are seeing that they have the financial capacity to save and prosper. This was nicely summed up by the revelation of one credit union member who gives regularly to her church but does not set aside savings for her family when she said, "My church is enjoying my money more than me." Credit union development does not happen overnight. There's no secret formula for quick success. Since we see this mission requiring a 15-year commitment, we are seeking long-term donors who share our vision. What are our measures of success? We will know that we have succeeded when we see credit unions functioning as models for future development. Credit unions that have opened their bonds of association, have at least one paid staff person and a working office, and have at least doubled their membership and their savings. And we would hope that these 6 credit unions one day will be the nucleus of a self-reliant Apex Federation. This mission is somewhat unique for us. It's the only project where CCA and the Irish Foundation are working together directly with credit unions on the ground. The Apex structures that we usually work through simply do not exist here. We're helping credit unions who've been largely forgotten by credit unions beyond their borders. And we have a chance to make a real and lasting difference here.